Diagnostics test completed. Camera feed reinitialized.
So far, so good. This thing doesn't seem to be having trouble with any of the terrain we've encountered so far. Just as long as I remember to apply the brakes liberally when I'm going downhill like this, it doesn't run away with me. Benson, how is the suspension coping with this sort of terrain?
Adequately, Commander. The terrain we've crossed so far has not exceeded the limits of a suspension system to compensate for. I would, however, advise against trying to drive over any large rocks or ground that rises too steeply in the mobile basis center line.
I hear you, Ben. I'm also trying to make sure I don't drive over any of those trees because I'm not entirely sure how much damage those will do when I hit them. But it's good to hear the suspension's okay though. There were a couple of bumps we went over earlier which had me a little worried, but it looks like everything's okay. We are just over 15.8 kilometers away from our waypoint, which was the nearest source of those strange noises. Progress has been a little bit slow because we're having to go down these valleys rather than go over the hills directly. This thing doesn't like steep inclines, both going up and going down. The brakes do work, but they're not exactly great, and I don't want to risk causing this thing any more damage. Running away from me when I first constructed it, well, that was bad enough. What I will say is that as we get closer to the source of the anomaly, it seems to be getting colder outside. I'm seeing less vegetation and more snow and ice, which seems to suggest that the anomaly must be closer to either the north or the south pole of this planet. I just hope it's not too close to one of the poles, because this base is essentially solar powered with a backup nuclear reactor, and I don't want to end up somewhere where there's little to no sunlight. There's no point in having a mobile base if it just ends up being stranded somewhere. I've just realised we've not actually given this planet a name yet. I have to admit, this wasn't something we gave much thought to when we initially left on our expedition, because at that time we only thought we were going to Proxima Centauri. But saying that, we were actually approached by some corporate executive from one of our sponsor companies about 2 months before we left in the expedition. He came to Dr. Takahashi with a list of names that we could give any potential undiscovered planets we found in Proxima Centauri. Most of the names were pretty ridiculous. They were like really corny references either to his own company or the products that he was trying to sell. I know that Dr. Takahashi was not impressed. In fact, I remember that shortly after that guy delivered his pitch, Dr. Takahashi just walked up to him, patted him on the shoulders, grinned, and said,
"Oh, if I find a newer planet, maybe I should just call it Sabiro."
And apparently Sabiro is a Japanese slang term for suit. So essentially, Dr. Takahashi was being sarcastic to the guy. But I don't think the poor company man realised this, because he just grinned back at Dr. Takahashi, signed his paperwork, and then proceeded to leave. So Ben, due to a lack of any other suitable alternative, and also to honour the memory of the late Dr. Takahashi, I now hereby name this planet Sabiro.
Sabiro. A good choice, Commander. I'm sure that Dr. Takahashi would be proud.
Spinning in his grave more likely, Benson, but thanks. Anyway, I've just spotted this darker patch of snow or ice outside, so I'm just going to go out and have a quick look and investigate it. I'll try not to stay outside for too long because I want to get to the source of those sounds, in other words that anomaly, as quickly as we can. It's a lot windier out here now, and the temperature has dropped down to minus 47. I'll just switch to using my hand drill to see if I can detect anything. Ah yeah, there we go, magnesium, about 27 metres below the surface. It looks like there's a lot of it too. I'm getting readings all over the place here. I'm not entirely sure why the ground is discolored though. What is your analysis, Ben?
Unknown, Commander. The mobile base lacks an ore scanner, so I am unable to perform a detailed analysis. It is, however, possible that the ore deposit and discoloration may have been caused by a meteor impact that occurred.
Yeah, that's possible, but a meteor impact usually creates a round or a crater-shaped impact. It doesn't account for the strange shape of this discoloration. Unless maybe just over the years the wind or the way the snow has drifted has created this shape. Anyway, it's not really that important, and I don't really need any more magnesium right now, so I'll just leave everything as it is.
As you wish, Commander.
Okay, let's get this show on the road. Only 12 clicks left, so we're getting there. Ben, I'm getting some interference and flickering on my display screens and my camera. Is everything okay?
Yes, Commander. All the systems are functioning as intended, but as we approach the source of the anomaly, we are receiving an increased amount of electromagnetic interference.
Copy that, Ben. Try to compensate for it as much as you can, but let me know the moment it becomes a problem.
Affirmative, Commander.
That's a strange looking rock formation up ahead to our 11 o'clock, Benson. What do you make of it?
Commander, initial visual observations suggest that the rock formation that you've indicated is the outer rim of the crater.
Ah, if it's a meteor crater, then there could be some interesting ores over there. Well, it's certainly worth stopping and having a quick look then. As they say, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Who knows, if we're really lucky we might even find some uranium here. It'll be good to have a little extra fuel for the backup reactor, just in case. Ah, it looks like it's just iron. Oh well. I'll try looking around even further, just in case there's other ores here. I have to admit, that crater rim does look pretty cool, especially the way it stands out against the twilight sky. Anyway, I need to stay focused. I'm not on this planet to go sightseeing. What I'll do is I'll quickly check to see if there's any ore at the bottom of that crater, then I'll head back to the mobile base. Whoa, hang on a second, what the hell was that? There is actually something at the bottom of this crater. I'll climb down and take a closer look, but I've got my gun ready just in case. This looks a little bit suspicious, so I'm just scanning around to make sure it's clear before I go in. I've not encountered any of the wildlife on this planet directly yet, so I'm not entirely sure what to expect at this stage. And what the hell is that thing? Ben, what's your analysis?
Commander, the unknown being in front of you appears to be in an advanced state of decomposition, but initial observations indicate that the creature possesses both insectoid and mammalian characteristics. If we are to learn more about its biology or time and cause of death, then we would need to obtain a tissue sample.
No, I better just leave it alone. I'm not a biologist and we don't have a dedicated science lab to study it, and I don't want to touch or mess around with something I don't understand. I'm guessing whatever it is either fell in or it just crawled in to die, but it looks like it's been down here for a long time. It's weird though, it's like coming across the body of a giant dried up spider or cockroach or something. I didn't see any clothing or equipment or tools lying around, which suggests that whatever it was some sort of primitive type of indigenous life form. I am curious, Ben. I wonder if it was one of those things that we heard back at the crash site.
Unknown, Commander, but that could be a likely possibility. I would advise caution, however, as we still do not know how a live specimen would react when encountered directly.
Agreed. That's why I'm being so careful at the moment. Anyway, we'd better not hang around here for too long. Let's get moving. I'm beginning to think that I was probably just a little bit overcautious with the cycle time for this airlock. I might change it back to 6 seconds again. Right now, it just feels too long. We are just over 9 kilometers away from the source of those noises, so hopefully it shouldn't take us too long to get there now. In fact, I might even increase the maximum speed limit I've got on these wheels, especially now that we're on flatter terrain, just to get us there a little quicker. I just hope I don't end up crashing this damn thing. We are only 5 clicks away from our destination, and the scenery is already changing. There's a lot less vegetation, far more snow, and there's even blue chunks of ice sticking out of the ground now. What I'm hoping for is that once we get over the crest of this hill, we might actually have a visual of whatever's causing those noises. In fact, that looks as though it could be it right there. It's too far away to see clearly. It's some structure of some kind, but I don't know, is it ruins or something? And if it is ruins, how on earth is it emitting those kind of sounds? I'll have to get closer to get a better look. And that means negotiating this mobile base around all these treacherous looking ice cliffs, and that'll be no mean feat. Benson, how are our systems holding up against the electromagnetic interference so far?
Commander, the electromagnetic interference is gradually increasing the closer we get to the anomaly. Luckily, because this mobile base was created using components from a space vessel, it has a substantial amount of built-in EM shielding and various redundancy features. As a result, the current level of electromagnetic interference is well within current tolerance levels and should only affect the more sensitive systems on board.
Thanks, Ben. That's good to know, but keep me posted if anything changes.
As you wish, Commander.
What I'll do is that once I find somewhere to stop that's a little safer up here, I'll use the front camera to get a better look at that thing, just to get a rough idea of what that thing is before I get any closer. Those noises are a lot louder here now that we're closer to it. I still have no idea how it's creating them though. The structure doesn't look particularly big. Okay, this should be close enough. Right, let's have a look at it. No, I still can't really make it out. From this distance it just looks like some kind of black pyramid or something. Maybe it is ruins left by some kind of precursor civilization that was on this world thousands of years ago. I'm still too far away though. I'll have to get closer to get a proper look at this thing. I also need to make sure I negotiate these ice cliffs carefully, otherwise I might end up flipping or rolling this vehicle over, and that could spell disaster for me. Damn, this looks like a dead end. I'll have to go back and find another way down. Which means I'll need to do a careful 3-point turn. In fact, this looks like the perfect place to get a better look at this thing using the camera again. Whoa, check that out. It's like a flat-topped, truncated pyramid with 4 towers or pylons coming at the top. I've never seen anything quite like it before, although it does bear a slight resemblance to those old Aztec temples back on Earth. Ben, what's your analysis of that structure in front of us?
Commander, the unknown structure does not conform to anything in my current database. but there are, indeed, some external similarities to various Mesoamerican temples, although it seems very unlikely that this would be the nature of the unknown structure. Sadly, I have insufficient data to be of any further assistance.
Okay, what about its material composition then? Do you have any idea of what it's made out of?
Negative, Commander. I am unable to comply. The mobile base is not fitted with an ore scanner.
Ah, damn it. Of course it isn't. Thanks anyway, Ben. Almost onto the flatter ground. Gently does it. Damn, that's loud. Well, at least this is a little easier to drive over. I have to admit, this does feel a little eerie as I approach this long-forgotten alien ruin. I'll just get a little closer, then I'll use the camera to take another look again. On second thoughts, that doesn't look like a ruin. It looks pretty much intact. What on earth is this thing?
Warning, Commander. We are now approaching the maximum safe limit to the electromagnetic interference generated by the unknown structure.
How bad is it?
If we continue to approach, it may result in irreparable damage to several key systems on the mobile base.
Ah, crap. Okay, thanks for the warning, Ben. I'll just get a little bit closer, then I'll decide what to do from there. In the meantime, I'll get rid of this waypoint now. We don't really need it anymore. That structure is definitely still active. I can see purple beacon lights on those pylons over there. Now the big question is, who built it? And why? And are they still around? There, I'll just park the mobile base here and try to get a closer look at this thing on foot. Ben, I am assuming it is safe for me to go outside and approach this structure just wearing my spacesuit, correct?
Unknown, Commander, but there's a high probability that the excessive levels of electromagnetic radiation will also affect the systems on board your suit. Extreme caution is advised.
Oh well, thanks Ben, that's reassuring. But don't worry, should my life support systems mysteriously fail whilst I'm out there, you can guarantee that I'll be running back to this mobile base as fast as my legs can carry me.
That would be a prudent course of action, Commander. Especially given that you would only have approximately 3 minutes before losing consciousness.
Thanks Ben. Well, doesn't this look ominous? I have absolutely no idea what I'm getting myself into here. Well, the structure certainly appears to be active, but as for its exact function, I have absolutely no idea. Maybe it's some kind of space beacon, similar to the ones we've got back on Earth and Mars. What I can say, however, is that my suit does not appear to be that badly affected by the EM interference. In fact, I don't seem to be suffering any ill effects at all. I'm going to slowly make my way towards the structure and see what happens. On second thoughts, I'm going to pick up the pace. I feel a little exposed out in the open like this. Well, this is only slightly creepy, isn't it? It wouldn't be so bad if the scenery here wasn't so strikingly beautiful, which is in stark contrast to the dark looming structure that I'm heading towards. You still with me, Ben?
Yes, Commander.
Good. Just making sure. There doesn't appear to be any doors or openings, at least on this side. But the slope on this pyramid actually looks as if it could be shallow enough for me to walk on it all the way up to the top. Maybe I can get some answers about what this thing is up there. I am a little bit worried about how far away I've parked the mobile base, but hopefully it'll be okay. Whoa, that was weird. It sounded like the noise was coming from inside the structure, but it was echoing all around me. Okay, before I climb this thing, I'm going to head back to the mobile base and get an extra hydrogen tank, just in case I need my jetpack. Alright, let's do this. All quiet so far. I still don't know what the purpose of those beacon lights are for, though. But I have to admit, they do look cool. Whoa, this whole structure is vibrating. And what is that hole? Is it an entrance or something? It looks like it goes all the way down into the planet. I can't even see the bottom. I don't want to risk flying over it in a jetpack, that's for sure. Hang on a second, is there something over there? Oh, it's probably just a moon or something. Anyway, I'm going to take a look around this place, see if I can find some kind of entrance or control panel or something. There has to be something else here. If I can't find anything up here, I'll have to...
An unknown vessel approaching at your 1 o'clock.
Copy that, Ben. I have a
Danger.
visual.
You have been painted with what appears to be a targeting laser.
Oh, crap. Copy that. I'm heading back to the mobile base now. Damn it. I knew I'd spotted something earlier. I don't know who they are, but it looks like I've pissed them off. Damn. I have to remember that on this planet, I am the unwelcome alien invader. Shit, this thing's almost right on top of me. It obviously knows I'm armed. It's taking cover behind one of those pylons. Screw it, I'm using my jetpack. This isn't good. We need to get out of here ASAP. Come on, come on, come on!
Warning. The unknown vessel has just fired upon the mobile base with a high-yield electromagnetic pulse weapon.
Has it done any damage, Ben?
It has temporarily disabled our nuclear reactor and shorted out 2 of the 3 onboard batteries. Luckily, the solar panels and all the other systems appear to have been shielded.
Well, that's good news, I suppose. At least we've got 1 battery and those solar panels can still help. Now let's get out of here as fast as we can.
Danger. Danger, Commander Robertson. The unknown vessel has resumed its pursuit and is gaining on the mobile base.
Oh shit. Benson, what's the status of our weapon systems? Can they still be used?
Affirmative, Commander. Our weapon systems are still fully functional, and all the defense turrets are online.
Good. I don't want to start a war with an alien species I've only just met, but this bastard has left me with little choice. Benson, I need you to manually control one of those turrets and fire a warning shot across the unknown vessel's bow. You have my permission to open fire whenever you're ready.
Acknowledged, Commander. Now fire the warning shot across the bow of the unknown vessel. Commander, the warning appears to have worked. The unknown vessel has given up its pursuit of the mobile base and is now falling back towards the unknown structure.
Excellent. Good work, Benson. It certainly sounds like they got the message, and now that they know that we can defend ourselves, maybe they'll keep their distance from now on. Okay, this goes against my better judgment, but I just want to have a quick look at this unidentified vessel before I leave. It's more or less just staying in the same position right now. It's hovering next to the Black Pyramid. It makes me wonder, is this thing actually being controlled by somebody, or is it some kind of advanced type of drone? Either way, it's clear to me that they obviously don't like me snooping around that Black Pyramid. Now the big question is why? And how big is that structure, Ben? Because when I was standing at the top, that tunnel looked as if it went straight down into the planet itself.
Agreed, Commander. Given the visual, audio, acoustic, and seismic data we've gathered thus far, it would seem to suggest that the unknown structure on the surface is merely an entrance to a much larger facility.
Exactly,
Warning. I've just detected 2 more vessels, 15 kilometers behind the unknown structure, inbound to our current location.
Copy that, Ben. I'm already heading back to the mobile base now. I guess that's our cue to get the hell out of here. This could be making a quick getaway interesting. At least I've got a little bit of emergency power, and I'm getting a trickle from those solar panels. What's the position of those unknown vessels, Ben? Are they still approaching us?
Negative, Commander. As soon as the mobile base started to move, they changed course and are now heading towards the unknown structure.
Well, that's a relief. The annoying thing is, I came here to this place looking for answers, and instead I've ended up with more questions than I started off with. Either way, it's obvious that we're not welcome here, so we need to get as far away from this place as we possibly can. I'll head away from the poles of this planet and find somewhere more suitable to build a more secure and permanent base. Once I'm more established on this planet, I'll come back again in force, and hopefully get to the bottom of who these beings are and what the hell is going on here.